I just had my surgery, man. If you can see that proper. But it doesn't really matter. The job's still gotta get done. I got my my beast maker up here. As you can see, I still got the screws improperly put in just because they're cheap screws, bro. There's no bite. I can't get them out. I tried to pull them out. Doesn't really matter. I stopped worrying about it. And I got my wall, which I'm going to set up soon. I'm actually going to set techniques, I think, first. I'm going to put on like knee bars and heel hooks and toe hooks. Even maybe just using, sometimes I put holds on the outside part right here, this bit. It's like up here. If I put holds on either side like that, I can hold on to the top of the frame or on this, or is it this purple jug that's buried down here? Yeah, all my freaking holds. Awesome. Can't wait. I can hang on to that jug and like kick out a foot, even if I'm just using my right arm, because it's my left arm that had the surgery. It's got the damage. I don't know how bad the pain's gonna be. Unsure still, but I'm still gonna train. I just did my blood flow on the hangboard. I go 2 hands at a time. Sometimes I'll do 1 if I feel like I want to spend a little more time. But I take just enough tension. This makes more sense if I just show you. We're gonna use this microwave. My setup's wild as I just got my house just burned down too, bro. Cut me some slack, okay? My house literally just burned down a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. I don't even know. It's been a crazy week. And I'm still learning how to use this equipment because it's brand new and I'm not a camera guy. Not yet. So this microwave. We're using the microwave, okay? There we go. Okay. I'll take both hands at the same time. I always go into like, you feel the stretch, the tension. You're not pulling hard. It's kind of like Emil Abramson's. I think that's how you say his name. It's like his no hangs if you've seen that video. But it's basically like 15 to 40% effort, but you're never going off the ground. Just stretch into that tension, and from the tension, flex into like a half croup position, and you just go back and forth on every single finger. And I go until right before you start to feel that pump in your forearm, then I'll switch fingers. And I've taken that from like arm wrestling type training, and that's what Devin Larratt preaches. He's got like crazy endurance for arm wrestling. He can arm wrestle at like 70 to 80% for hours on end. So, and arm wrestling is also a tendon sport like climbing, so there's no reason not to take that info and try to apply it here. It makes my fingers feel more robust. They feel healthy all the time doing this. You don't want to get tired from this. The idea is just to get the blood flowing through the fingers so you can be accumulating mileage even when you're just at home, because you can do this kind of effort on any object. You can do it anywhere. You can do it on your steering wheel. You can do it on your freaking... I will literally do this. If I have to, I will do it on my shin bone. I'll set up. You can say crisscross, and you can just do this. You can do this, man. You can just go each finger, same way, on your shin bone. You can do it on your knee. It doesn't matter. What I found is that this stretch is really what helps warm my fingers up, get that blood in. So as soon as you're in that stretch position, you just flex through nicely while pushing in. Because when you're not applying enough pressure to hang, you kind of have to push into it to stay on. So you're like pushing in, and you're just flexing through, and you go until right before that. At least that's what I do, right before you get pumped, and then you'll go about to your next step. For me, I'll do 3 total sets of this minimum. It's usually 3 just because it's so routine now. Maybe I should add more sessions, but what I've heard is that every 6 to 8 hours you can get that blood flow, or the blood flow to the joints in the right areas. So I make sure I'm doing it around every 6 to 8 hours. So as soon as I wake up, basically as soon as I wake up, 6 hours after that, 6 hours after that, before bed. So maybe it might be like 4 hours sometimes, but the more the merrier. So I always just try to do it. I treat my climbing sessions as one of these, so it doesn't take away from it. And if it has to be within 2 hours, sometimes you can skip it because you're just gonna climb longer. It doesn't really matter. But I make sure I do this 4 times a day, minimum. And in addition to this, after I do my first set, I start on the fingers, and then I go to the home wall. My home wall is my pull-up bar right now because lost that in the fire. And once I have holds on it, it's kind of the pull-up bar anyways. It's better to do pulls And with less strain, I can put my feet on, what you call it? I can use the footholds, that's what you call it. I'll have both hands on a jug, good feet, and then I'll hang, I'll move my feet around, and then I'll get into a position, do a few pull-ups on the jug. Maybe I'll move my hand and move my hand back, because I don't want to pull, because maybe I'll feel really good and I will, but usually if I'm just doing it to do it, I'm here for blood flow. I'm here to potentiate and get my muscles moving for the day. So like my posterior chain gets engaged, my hamstrings, my calves, my toes get work from this too. So it's a good continuation of warming up essentially. I like to feel like I'm perpetually warmed up is how I like to think of it. So it's like at any moment I'm ready to go. And my warm-ups now, they used to take so much longer, but to like warm up my fingers because I'm doing this work 4 times a day, it takes me like 10 minutes and I'm like blood in the hands, fingers are all good. It used to take 30, 40 minutes, but I've been focusing really hard on that. Get the stretch and get the blood flow from that stretch, and it's amazing. It works wonderful for me. And then I'll do some push-ups or whatever, different positions, different ways, just to get some pushing, antagonist training. It feels good. Good way to stretch the chest out too. But I'll do the push-ups and then I'll get into, maybe I can. No. Nope. I'll do like downward dog, stretch my hamstrings a little bit, stretch the calves, all kind of stuff. After push-ups sometimes I'll do chest stretching, just like general good movement to get the body ready for the day, man. And after the push-ups and the pull-ups and the hang, the continuation of my set will be 1 foot. I like to balance. You can, at a base level, I started on just the foundation of my foot, just my foot alone. But now I've gotten to the point where this is too easy. You can start to, if you want to make it harder, you can close your eyes. But my next level up was switching to toes. First of all, let's put emphasis on this. It is more important to make sure that you spread your toes out like the palm of my hand, like the fingers are right now. Spread your toes out, plant them firmly into the ground, and then kind of claw your feet into the ground for stabilization. That's how you build tension throughout your feet and your legs to your core, so you can actually balance better because you have more grip. It's like, imagine a handstand. If you're trying to stabilize, you're going to be moving your fingers and your wrists to try and keep your position. And the same thing applies for your foot and your ankle. Plant, you claw in. It's easier to control this sway, this movement. This helps you immensely with the foot connection and feeling your toe on the wall. It's so good, man. I really noticed the difference, not just in slab climbing, but like how deeply I can feel my toe attached to exactly where I'm placing it. I can feel the hold through the shoe just because I'm so engaged through my posterior chain, connecting to my foot, connecting to my core. It feels like this really helped me, and I also apply this in every one of my climbing warm-ups. So base level is starting flat foot with the clawed in toes, and then you level up to like, now I'm just standing on just my tippy toes, kind of. So you stand on your tippy toes. It might be hard to balance at first. I think I might still be a little woozy from the surgery just a couple hours ago. You get the toes, you're on the tippy toes, and you just kind of balance. You just try to stay calm. And then from here, you can you start to lean forward. I'm not gonna do it right now because it's hard. Like with all of this, of course, you know. But you can do this on flat foot first and then level up to tippy toe when you feel comfortable. Stand on your tippy toes and lean forward and try to reach the ground, or get your chest closer to the ground, and you'll feel your whole posterior chain, your hamstrings just light up. Great way to warm up your legs for climbing, by the way. Get your heel hooks ready, get your super hard toeing in ready. It's great. And then the same is for your hips and the opposite direction, but this is also like going backwards. You bend your knee and you lean back as much as you can. It fires up your hip flexors and the part of your hamstring that gets engaged when you are heel hooking hard. So you just lean back as far as you can. You can kind of set up your toe nicely. You can set up your toe like this so you can get into position. Same thing. start base foundation and then lift the tippy toe. But you kind of just go like this, and you'll do this. I'm trying to show you. You just kind of do this, and you feel it light up through here. And if you stretch back far enough, you really get the hip flexor engagement, so you're more able to twist in. But I do that. And then from there, that's kind of the whole cycle. But another thing that's really important, what I like to do, I like to visualize. It's better to have one project. I know it's good to have 2 or 3, like if you're doing the same project outside, whether it's inside or outside, it doesn't really matter. If you're working on the same project, you can wear out certain parts of your fingers, or maybe certain muscles are going to be more tired. My core is super tired. This middle finger is ripping away at my skin. So you have a different project you're working on. I like to incorporate my main project as what I visualize every day. And right now I do this in addition to the 4 blood flow sessions I'll be doing. Whether that's in the car, sometimes it has to be in the car. I keep my flashboard in there so I'm not pulling while I'm driving, but then you can visualize in your head. But besides the times where you're like walking through the store or something, and you're thinking about one move that you really want to do, you feel really good, so you're like, you're just crimping every object you can get your hands on, like this freaking microwave that I showed you this on. You're crimping on yourself, you're just visualizing, whatever. Besides that, I like to physically visualize, make myself visualize the climb. Whatever your project is, I recommend that it's probably most beneficial to do it right before bed, so maybe you'll get lucky enough and have that climbing dream where you get to try it. Because I think that's actually pretty beneficial. If you have a dream about your project and if you have positive self-expectancy, you'll be like, you might do it really easily in your sleep, and that'll have a good effect on your mentality towards the climb. You'll be less nervous because you're like, that's all. We'll just leave it up to my crazy theory brain. If you can make yourself dream about your climb, that would be ideal. I can't do that yet, but I still visualize. So my project right now is, I can't say the name. It starts with an S, and it rhymes with ruddy and then proud. So we'll say ruddy, proud, and it's a V8. I'm just trying to do it. The conditions aren't the best right now. It's been raining a lot, so I haven't been able to get out there. I didn't get to get out there before this surgery occurred, but I think I'll be able to get it in the next month and a half. I'm hoping I recover fast enough, well enough to get it before it's 90 degrees in the morning when I wake up. Even if you wake up at 2 a.m. here in Texas, it's humid it's so humid, and it'll be 90 degrees at 2 a.m. I'm used to waking up super early for my old job, but it's like 2 a.m. and it's 90 degrees out? What are we talking about? And when it rains, it pours here, dude. I'll tell you, it floods immediately, like everywhere. It's like monsoon for 2 hours and it ruins the climb for 3 weeks somehow. I don't know how it happens. Not 3 weeks. We'll say like at least 3 days bad before it gets that good sticky friction, I don't know how to explain that. A certain kind of friction that only happens after it rains for a little bit. The second day after it rains, there's like some immaculate friction. I think maybe because some of the chalk gets rinsed off and then your chalk applies very well. And then that friction runs out really quickly as well too. But besides that, it's gonna happen in like a month and a half. That's the goal. It was before surgery, now it's extended because rain from above. I wanted to have better sessions inside because I wanted to get that climbing done. I'd rather spend my last couple sessions inside board climbing than falling on a wet climb that I know I might not be able to do within the given time limit. Not that I can't do it, of course, because I'm going to. And I'm in my head, but I want to say it's a V8, man. I should be able to do this. I should have been able to do this. It took me 5 sessions to work out the beta. There was just one move that was super awkward, which I'm going to show you in a second if I can visualize it properly with one hand while I look like a dead cockroach on the floor for your entertainment. I figured it out, so it was just a matter of hitting this first move again. Whatever, I'm going to do it. That's the point. I'm going to do it within a month and a half. That's it, flat out. Bang, bang, bang. So, again, hangboard. I get my blood flow in. And I come over, do pull-ups. I'll hang on the holds once I set some up, which will be soon because I got time. And then I do push-ups, some stretching on the ground, however it feels. And then I will go from there. I'll stand up, I'll balance, I'll get my legs feeling nice, I'll get some blood flow. maybe I'll do some more pull-ups again. It's mostly just like a feeling of habit. And then I get on the ground. Right now, I visualize this climb. Rhymes with ruddy and prow. I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna go through it super slowly and explain it. But you wanna visualize as accurately as you can to what the climb really is. So normally I'm close my eyes because it's hard to fully picture it when you can look at other things. You can distract yourself so easily when doing this. But you want to be fully involved in this visualization. So I recommend closing your eyes, breathing as you would. Once you get more comfortable doing this in your head, breathing exactly the same and giving the same amount of effort on all of these holds as you would, the same muscle engagement, the same toe position, the same feeling as best as you can. It's hard to apply pressure on dead air, but like try to still flex your hamstring. Like if I'm heel hooking, try to engage it and roll over the toe. Sometimes I'll set up holds on my wall so I can imitate, like kind of like setting a project, but I'm just saying for visualizing, I will put holds on a wall and then I'll face it while I'm doing this so I can kind of just put my foot where I think it is and then it'll catch on something so it's easier to engage the muscle. It's less about the exact foot being the same and more about engaging the correct muscle to adapt to the climb when you're not actually climbing it. I mean, that's the idea of this visualization. So you're more accustomed to what the holds are going to feel like. You'll get your body adapted so you can climb. So you can climb the climb better. That's really it. You want to keep that present in your mind because you know you're going to do it. The more you think about it, the easier it'll be. So this climb for me, I set up exactly the same in this. I squat down and then I will blow off the chalk, whatever, get ready. And then wherever the holds are, I will set up my palms next to the hold. So whenever I'm mentally ready to breathe, brace, and pull on, all I have to do is put my fingers on the hold and go. Because if you're going up to the climb and you get up there and you start re-gripping and you're pulling on it before you get off the ground, you're wasting chalk, you're making the hold worse, and you're wasting energy. Like, just re-gripping, standing at the start is like a lot of freaking energy, dude. What a waste. So mentally prepare yourself before you even chalk up. Make sure everything's set. Don't chalk up and then put your shoes on. Sit on the pad or sit on the ground, whatever it is. Stare at the climb. Mentally engage yourself. Ready your mind. And then make sure everything's right. Get your chalk. Set up. Get right in front of the climb. Make sure the holds are brushed before you do any of this because you need to brush it every single time if you want to be a pro. If you want to act like a pro, you have to be a pro, man. Brush the holds every time, no matter what climb it is. If you're trying to send, brush every single hold. Every single hold that is touched, you brush every single time. There is no reason not to other than you being lazy. You do that, and then you mentally prepare yourself, get focused, get chalked up, go up to the climb. I'll put my palms next to the hold so when I fully take my breath and immediately grab, there is no doubt in your mind that you are going to send this. That's essential. You know you're going to send it. This go. Don't think about what's going to happen. Oh my God, I did this move. Now I'm going to send it. Now I'm going to send it. Next move. That's it. That's all you need to think about. Next move. Next move. Okay, this. And ideally, if it's really your project, you've visualized it so much by this point, you don't have to think about the breathing. Your body knows when you're going to breathe because you've done the movement so often, so frequently. And maybe this is your freaking 20th session on this project, man. It could just be nature by this point. You're climbing so fast, climbing so well, your flow is immaculate, you're just going. Maybe it's that already. You don't even need the visualization. But regardless, that's how we're treating this. It's like a send go. It's like a burn that you know you're gonna send because in the visualization, you imagine it as if you climb it every single time because that's the goal. You're doing this so you can feel the success from sending. Get more accustomed to that feeling you get in your stomach when you're scared, when you're about to try your project because you know you've got all the moves, you got it linked in 2 parts, and you're ready. You know you're gonna do it, You feel those butterflies in your stomach, you get scared, you do something stupid. And that's what this centering and Same disciplined process every single time. Brush the holds, mentality, make sure the shoes are tight, comfy, breathe, get in the headspace, focus. Don't waste energy at the start. Prepare, breathe, brace, go. And then there's nothing, you're at the top. So we're skipping that step. I'll try to imitate it as best I can with one arm. This feels really awkward, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Awkward in the sense as I have a freaking sling on and I can't feel my entire left arm. Get cockroached up. Who cares? Do this in public too. It doesn't freaking matter. No one cares, bro. You're gonna look like a cockroach. It doesn't matter. Who cares? You're sending. That's what matters. So for me, this is me standing. I got my palms out. Get ready for my breath. And then I grab the hold and I set my feet up. You know what? Instead of explaining it, I will just try to visualize it and then I'll show you the visualization process just because it's easier. I'll close my eyes. My left hand's not going to do what it's supposed to do. It's going to look odd because I'll be skipping moves. Yeah, I'm skipping. It feels weird. I'm trying. I'll try this again. Oh my God, this is so awkward. That's the idea. I don't know how much that may have made sense because it was so so awkward not being able to move my left hand. It felt like a different climb. But that's the idea, man. You've got to make it make sense. I recommend doing that every day as often as you can. Because, I mean, literally, from doing that, my neck will be sore from being cranked open or cranked up like this and double chinning up. And my core will get really sore. I've noticed that my core gets really sore from engaging properly. Because you have to awkwardly twist to do long foot moves. But it's really good, man. It keeps your mind in the headspace of, I'm going to send my project. I'm going to send my project. And you've got that cycle of success repeating. Just, hey, I'm finishing it. I'm finishing it. If you finish your climb 12 to 15 times a day in your head, you don't think you'll be better at trying it yourself? You know? I mean, you can't argue with me there. So, in addition to my blood flow sessions, that's the finish of, we'll call it this set. So, once again, I'm going to repeat it. I do my blood flow, I do each finger, and then I do all fingers just until right before that pump. Come over to the wall. I'll have hold set up soon, but I'll do pull-ups. I mean, right now, actually, I'll show you. I get distracted so easily. But I can hang on this. Like, I'll do pull-ups and stuff off of this. I can grab this and, like, do something. I don't miss out from not having the holds on right now because I've still been doing pull-ups on the top of the frame, which still works. It's fine. It's actually kind of a joke. Besides that, I'll have the hold set up. I'll do my pull-ups, move around my feet on the footholds and get engaged fully. Maybe do some weird stretches, stretch my lat on the holds, you know, move around. Go down to push-ups, stretch down there, do some chest stretches, maybe do some downward dog on the way up. And then I do my one-legged balance, which you can do in progressions. So being base foot, tippy toes, calf raises, I forgot to mention that. Once you're comfortable on your tippy toes, you just do calf raises the whole time. Foundation, tippy toes, and then calf raises. And you can do that in each position as well, like leaned forward as far as possible, leaned back as far as possible. And you try to hold that, I would recommend around a minute. And you can do that all the time. 2 out of the 4 blood flow sessions, I will just make sure that I do the finger motion. That's the most important thing. Getting the blood in the fingers. Nothing else matters nearly as much as the fingers for me right now. So especially right now, I'm always going to get the finger motion in. I'm going to get the blood in my fingers and feel great. Everything else is secondary or tertiary to fingers. So I'll do that. You get base, tippy toes, calf raises, standing flat, standing forward, standing back. And if you really want to have fun with it, close your eyes and do the same thing. It always adds another level. And you can do that even when you're brushing your teeth. You can make yourself do that while you're brushing your teeth with the wrong hand, which, luckily, this is my off hand, so I'll use my normal hand. Like if you're brushing your teeth, there's no reason not to do something silly like balancing on each foot for a minute. It gives you something to do, and you're getting your tooth brushing done. And then you visualize. That's the best part. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. At least 3. You can do more. Because you can, if you do it right before bed, you do those, and then you get into bed and you just picture it in your mind. Maybe you're still moving around, but you should probably get to sleep. You're probably not getting enough anyways. I know most people don't, which is important. Sleep is underrated, dude. That is the biggest superpower that you could have, is having 8+ hours of sleep. If you can manage, I'd highly recommend making that number 1 before fixing anything else. Go to sleep on time. And on time means getting your sleep. Not everyone's gonna have the same schedule every day. Not everyone can go to bed at a certain time every day. Get your 8 hours no matter what it may mean. And sometimes you're just gonna get screwed, man. Life is life. You're gonna have to wake up in 4 hours sometimes, or no sleep, or, you get screwed over sometimes. It is what it is. Try to catch up on your sleep. But yeah, that's a great routine. That's what I'm following besides the climbing right now. And it works wonders. I mean, I'm gonna try to do what I can with one hand. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to use this again. But yeah, I'm gonna set up some holds soon, and I'll show that process too, because it's fun. It's really cool. That's kind of part of my daily routine with climbing, is just at least 4 times a day of that, besides everything else. That is one part of the process, is hangboard, pull-ups, push-ups, visualization, one leg balancing, all of the above, stretching, everything in between. I only really stretch now when I feel like I need it. I'm flexible enough to almost do a full split on the wall. I'm never limited by my flexibility. It never hinders my ability to climb something. So I'm not too focused on it. And I'm close enough to the point where I could train it for a month or 2 and just be able to do middle splits. But I don't need to spend time doing that. I'd rather just do more finger. I only stretch when I'm super sore and I feel like I need to stretch my back, usually is what it is. My calves and my lats get super sore. Sorry, not my lats. My calves and my rotator cuffs get super sore. That's what it is right now. And my tibialis, where the lower part of the tibialis, where the ankle meets the leg, I guess. This part. The outside part right here gets very sore. I think it's also from a lot of driving and just braking in I-35 traffic. Yeah, dude. It's really fun. And I will take that same process. May change depending on the project, but right now it works great for mine and for dealing with this however I can. Probably gonna do some feet only climbing. I was told I can be out of the sling literally the next day. So tomorrow I'll probably be trying some foot only if it doesn't hurt too bad. Still numb. I have no idea how much it's gonna hurt, but it's really cool. I'm really excited. It's gonna be fun. It's just another part of the journey, man. Process. Patience, power, progression. Power of mind too, not just physicality. I mean, especially right now, power of mind is key. Gotta keep the hopes high. Still visualize I got one hand, mother. Come on. You're gonna tell me, oh no, I can't do my blood flow, I only got one hand. I will force my fingers to move when they can. I will just do it on my own fingers. If it's 0.2 grams of pressure, it's 0.2 grams of pressure more than not doing it. Faster recovery, supplemental. I mean, there's always something you can do. That's what I'm trying to say, and I'm gonna make it happen. So I'll probably still have 3 to 4 sessions a week at a climbing gym or at home. Oh yeah, with feet only, man. And I just remembered, I'm gonna put footholds down here so I can practice just like standing on the foothold and doing the same kind of thing as the foundational balance work, but on a foothold. I think that work would be really important. I think because I can lean forward and hang on the top of the frame of the climbing wall, and then just I can use the footholds to do that balance work. Maybe I'd put my shoes on in the morning. Me putting my shoes on in the morning and doing that will probably lead into more like easy light jug work on the home wall. So maybe I'd get like an intermediate kind of casual session every single morning too, you know, in addition to the blood flow, because by the time I'm done with this cycle, these 3 sets I usually do, my fingers are ready to go. Like I feel like I could just climb. So I think I would start implementing that as well. Not every morning. Maybe I just do it barefoot because it's my wall. I can do whatever I want. And climbing barefoot's kind of fun too. But go through the cycles, get my fingers warm, get my toes warm, get on the wall, get the muscles ready, get all recovered, get excited for the day, and do that as soon as I wake up. Highly recommend. 4 times a day. That'll be the same routine I do every night as well. And same thing goes. Maybe I get another session in. Even if it's just moves on jugs, it's still moves on jugs that I did that added blood flow and mileage onto my fingers. That's what I lack, man. I need more mileage. I need more time. I need to climb more. It is what it is. And you got to make it work. I'm 26. I got to catch up, you know? And there is no time like the present to make that happen. I just wanted to share one of the fun parts of the process with you. And I enjoy this daily routine I have. And that's just an idea too. Like sometimes it's different. Sometimes I do more. Sometimes I do a little less. Like I can't do the balance right now. I'm strapped for time. I just need to do the fingers. I'll just do the fingers. It's okay if I don't do pull-ups. Especially if I have a climbing session in like 3 hours. I'm not stressed if I miss a finger session, a blood flow session. But also there's not really an excuse unless you're so tired you can't imagine even just hanging on it. But even then, the adaptation is best done when the most difficult. That's when your body's adapting. That's when it's like, hey, can I do more? And this hasn't happened to me in a while because I've been taking my time, doing it slowly and consistently for a really long time, just making sure I do this every day. It's like if you do too much, your elbows will start to bother you. So make sure you take it real slow if you start doing this blood flow. But I would really recommend giving it a shot. I would start with twice a day. Like when you wake up and before bed, just try to do these no hang type 15 to 40% effort blood flow sessions just to get that extra work in on your fingers. Especially just, it's so simple to do and you can do it anywhere on anything. You can do it on a wall. You can do it on your freaking door to your house. You can do it on your steering wheel. You can do it on a light switch, some framing. It does not matter. A TV, the fridge, your freaking food, bro. I don't care. Your plate. It does not matter. What matters is you get that feeling and you can do it all the time. Take it easy. Try it out. See how it feels. I'd recommend it. My fingers feel great. They always feel more ready. They warm up more quickly. I feel more healthy. I feel more confident to pull hard because I know when I'm warm, because you get that blood rush to your hands and all your fingers. You know what I'm talking about. If you warmed up properly, give it a shot, man. It's fun. I'll see you next time.